loading up. Alrighty, so a little over a month ago I started my first ever mini solo tour, and today I'm heading to a new city where we're gonna play the last show of this tour, and I guess after I played this show we'll see if it all was worth it. First we're gonna pump some gas though, and gas prices are very high at the moment. €2.09 per liter right now, and that's the cheapest form of gas you can get. So I'm just gonna fill it up a little bit and hope that on the way we'll find a better gas station with a better price. We'll see. Nice. Alrighty, we arrived at the hotel. I decided to come here a day early because I got a good deal on the hotel for 2 nights, and I just, I decided to not drive 4.5 hours on the day of the gig so that I'm not overly tired when the time has come to play a show. And also about this tour, again, I wanted to say that, I talked a lot about the meaning of the word touring, and if you've seen the last few videos, which were the first 3 shows of this tour, you've heard me say this before, but I'm willing to say it again. If you're touring at my stage as an independent musician, then touring does not involve tour buses or sold out big venues. It looks more like driving 4 or 5 hours to play a room full of 20 to 30 people who've never heard your music. But that's totally okay, everyone has to start somewhere. Now, recapping a little bit of what happened earlier, if you've seen the last 3 episodes, you've seen the first 3 shows of this tour, and then I decided not to film the next 2 shows. First of all, the first one was a private living room concert. It was private, so I kind of didn't want to get my camera out there. And for the other gig, I just didn't feel particularly well that day, and I decided to focus on the performance rather than on filming it. But for this last show, I wanted to do another vlog to kind of wrap up the whole tour and look back at it and see what worked and what didn't. Look back at some highlights and some things that weren't as nice, and also answer the question, why did I want to do this in the first place, and was it all worth it in the end? But first, of course, I get to play and enjoy this last show of the tour, and I'm pretty excited for tomorrow. Well, good morning, or more like good afternoon, I should say. It's already past noon. Today's gig day. Tonight we're going to play in Lindau at Lake Constance. Lake Constance, for those of you who don't know, is pretty much at the border between Germany and Switzerland. And we're actually going to go through Switzerland to get to the city where we're playing, because I'm staying on the other side of the lake. Yeah, so I just went through all the things the promoter sent me, and he said that they usually have about 50 to 70 people show up to these gigs they do, to these shows. If that's true, that's going to be the biggest show of the tour, which would be pretty epic for the last show of the tour. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm gonna head out any minute. Alright, I think we're in Switzerland. We made it, but we won't stay here for long. We're just gonna drive around the lake, and then we're back in Germany again. Hier.
Bin ich sicher. Okay, dann machen wir schnell den Pin.
Take me so away.
ja tendenziell ein bisschen, ja, dann ist die eigentlich wahrscheinlich ein bisschen weicher als die.
Die ist auch runtergestimmt, deswegen
Okay, alles klar. Ja.
Hallo Lisi, freut mich. Hallo Alex, hi, grüß dich, herzlich willkommen.
Thank you. So after sound check was done, we recorded a little something for Instagram. I'm going to link the venues channel down in the description so you can have a look at that. And then it was about showtime.
Ja, nochmal ganz kurz auch Hallo jetzt von mir mal an diesem schönen Abend. Mein Name ist Easy und wie schon erwähnt, ich komme aus Saarbrücken. Es war schon ein Streckchen, aber ich bin total froh, mal hier in der Gegend zu sein. Ich bin nicht so oft im Süden Deutschlands unterwegs, sondern eher in der Eifel oder auch oft mal so oben an der Nordsee, Ostsee. Aber hier bin ich selten, deswegen finde ich es total schön, hier zu sein und ich freue mich, dass so viele von euch da sind. Der nächste Song ist ein Roadtrip-Song, es ist ein Sommersong, so langsam kommt die Sommerzeit auch wieder zurück. Deswegen ist das eigentlich mittlerweile wieder passend. Das ist Take My Soul Away. I chase the sun, it's drowning down the freeway. I find love in the hills. California sun makes it easy, so let on. And you got me hooked on a feeling. I'm chasing the thrill. Truth, no lie. Just aim for the golden days. Trade the year for a song on progress. Trade 10 for a dream. Give it all that I got. It's never enough, and there's no guarantee. Comes with a price, it's all sacrifice, and all I can do is wish your love is true, just a matter of time.
That's it. That's it for the night. Gonna load back in and head back to the hotel. Most important thing, cover up your stuff that you're leaving in the car so nobody is tempted to break in. And as always, we'll take the guitars with us at the end of the night because they were way too expensive. Look at that. There's a little robot mowing. All right, it is the next morning, and I had a great show last night. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun, and I think it was the perfect show to end this tour with. Also, the hosts were just so incredibly sweet, so I'm very lucky to have played there. And before I'm gonna head home now, I think I'm gonna head into the city for a bit and explore, because I don't know when I'll be back here. And while I do that, I'm gonna hand you over to Future Me, and we're gonna wrap up this whole tour and talk about everything that happened and if it was worth it. So, over to Future Me. Hey, Future Easy here. So, let's look back at this mini solo tour, and I guess the question we have to answer is, was it all worth it in the end? Looking at it purely financially, this tour probably wasn't the smartest thing I could have done. But let's break down the numbers real quick. So I played 6 shows and I made a total of 1,870 euros and 48 cents, which comes down to an average of 311 euros and 75 cents per show. And this is made by ticket sales or by the fee that the promoter paid me. In addition to that, I also made 135 euros from CD sales. So all in all, that's not too bad, but we did have a lot of expenses as well. So let's get to those. So I spent 327 euros and 52 cents on gas, as well as 32 euros on tolls. And then I also spent 310 euros on hotels and 108 euros and 73 cents on food. So total earnings come down to 1,226 euros and 46 cents, which is an average of 204 euros and 41 cents per show. That isn't that great. It's not totally bad either. I'm just saying, for the amount of work that I put into it, I don't know if I would have done this if these were all local shows and, you know, just the usual business. But then again, making a lot of money was not the point of this at all. I booked this tour because I wanted my songs to get heard, and I wanted to reach a little further outside of my little bubble that I'm usually in. And I wanted to see what happens when I play my songs in a new setting. I wanted to learn what works and what doesn't work, and honestly, just to grow as an artist and a person. And what happened was, with every show that I played, I felt a little more comfortable on stage, and a little more sure of the stories I wanted to tell, and a little more connected to the artist I actually want to become. So no, financially it wasn't life-changing, but creatively and personally it was incredibly valuable, and I would do it again tomorrow. So thank you for coming along with me on this journey. The little solo tour has come to an end, but there's lots more gigs coming this summer, and I will be taking you along to a lot of them. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the next video.